Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Disco Elysium. So in today's episode, I am slowly making my way back to the hostel. And the reason being, the train trails off into the ocean to who knows where. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. Interesting. The reason I'm slowly making my way back there is because I'm going to explore all these areas that I walked past to get to the traps that I was collecting up here. But I should be able to, like, clear everything out up here and make sure I've checked everything.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is this thing, anyway?
The concrete structure looks military in origin. Over half a century old, at least, but sturdily built. For service in an aerostatic battleship in the atmosphere, or a fortification, like a sea fort in the bay.
Interesting. I can probably put some clothing on that will up my interfacing, I suppose. Maybe. Then again, maybe not. Gloves give me 2 interfacing. Let's see if there's anything that's taking away from interfacing. I don't think so, because it's +2 on the left there. Cool. And before we do this, let's equip the crowbar, because that theoretically should make it easier.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably.
Interesting.
Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
I'll be responsible with this just to protect me from harm, not to show off.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you.
Yeah, I want it. I want the full suit.
It may be a while before you have all the pieces. In the meantime, you should analyze the armor, figure out its vulnerabilities.
Vulnerabilities?
Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it, observe its properties, see if there's a weakness in the design.
Could come in useful, I suppose.
You have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Indeed. Interestingly, I think I can I have level up points, right? And I think I can unlock this with a point. Which allows me to internalize this. Cool. Do I have to wear... I might have to wear this armor the whole time I do it, but let's see.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it.
I mean, it's still 5%.
Hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
This can't be retried. Fuck it, let's go.
You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut.
I wonder what's inside. How can I get in there?
You can't. This door cannot be opened. Ever. At least you can think about opening it. About doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful would come from this.
Good to know. Alright, so I don't know that anymore. I'm interested to see what happens if I change back to these gloves. Am I still doing... one more door? God damn it cannot be. A disgrace. That door on the coast, you remember the one, right? The one that leads to the abandoned supply depot? Why, in the name of all that's holy, does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through the unopenable door. By gods, You're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will others at the precinct think if you can't open a goddamn door? There must be a way. Interesting. The fact that I can even look into that is kind of funny. And it really hurts to punch this armor. A sword wouldn't leave a scratch, a bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw in that idiot that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is. Possibly by beating yourself while wearing it. Shooting yourself? Let's see. Good to know. Well, let's keep heading down this way, shall we? Checking for things of interest along the way. Like this building over here that I never checked. Church, presumably. Feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. St. Brune 1147, so this is the church, obviously. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Can we go into the... We can go into the church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
The X's make it dead.
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol.
Indeed.
Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Taking a look at the boring padlock for absurdity's sake.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
I was thinking that. Let's leave for now. A couple of things I want to do. First things first, let's re-put on these gloves. Because...
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height,
92%
shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornament. Your hands are clammy from the sea air. The piece of sticker keeps slipping away. The lock clanks against the door, cold and heavy.
I'm surprised I failed. That was 92% chance. I don't have a level, right? I do have a level. Fuck it, let's level up interfacing just so I can try this again. I need to leave and come back, I think.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Let's also leave for now and equip my crowbar, because I forgot to do that at the same time.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you.
I guess, whoops, I guess I should also see if I can up my physical instrument somehow. If +1 from something. My top. And nothing is giving me minus. So, if we go to close and just look for physical instrument. Apparently nothing gives me physical instrument, which is insane to me. That's fine. Let's just try and pry this open.
Wooden doors, more than twice your height.
First thing, let's rattle the doors and see if they open.
Nothing happens. Only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
Let's give it a try.
You jam the pry bar between the lock and the staple and apply force. Your biceps bulge from the strain. The metal creaks and squeals. The pathetic old wood, rusty screws, and one nail stand no chance against the forces of leverage. Suddenly, the pry bar snaps. Metal shavings fly everywhere. The upper half, between the lock and the staple, falls to the ground with a thunk.
How is that even possible?
Your muscles do not know. This shouldn't happen. You're sure the wood looked weak.
Look at the broken tool in your hand.
The broken edge of the snapped pry bar is smooth. Took the tip right off.
I broke the pry bar. Why do I get a new one?
The church does not reply. The wood now seems less rotten. The screws and one nail almost shimmer with perseverance. This was surely just a freak accident.
Leave.
Heavy wooden doors.
That's insane. I broke my pry bar. Oh well. It's not the end of the world. We could come up here and search everything. Dead phone. Another dead phone, I imagine. Someone must have worked hard to smash this plastic dome. Is that a jacket?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass. Much as the thought of touching it causes you to cringe, this could be the jacket the idiot in the colourful tracksuit was looking for.
I was thinking the same thing. I got a filthy jacket. Cool. I'm gonna get so much money when I sell all this shit. Vagrants have recently painted the tub red. Water drips from it. Interesting. Good to know. More glasses. The coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for over a decade. A makeshift roof vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. The tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. Nothing down here, so we have to go up here instead. We're actually on the boardwalk now, which is nice. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Hello, someone up here. Whoop. These floorboards look rotten and weak. Good to know.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That
He's dead.
faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. The signs of decaying meat. It announces itself from 24 meters away.
Memento Mori.
A memento mori.
It's a dead corpse, isn't it?
Yes. A sense of dread washes over you as you look ahead. There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
Not the same brand that we found up north.
Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
And examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Let's examine this guy, shall we?
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the left leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there. Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
And step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
What should I do with the body?
First, you need to talk with the lieutenant. Then report back to the station. This is too complicated to handle on your own.
Good to know. Leave. Well, found a corpse. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. Well, this place has now been explored pretty thoroughly. I'm already sitting at 20 minutes. I made nowhere close to getting home. Bars covering the long dusty windows. There's some people here. Can I fast travel? I guess not. I don't know why I can't fast travel. Let's leave it here. Relatively uneventful episode. I mean, we found a corpse, which is not entirely uneventful, but nothing pushing the story forward. That guy just seems to have died by an accident. He's slipped and fell through a hole in the a crack in the boardwalk and cracked his head open. Sad, but not particularly interesting as far as a policeman's work is concerned. But that's going to be it for this episode, because we're sitting at 20 minutes. We'll talk to these guys next and finish exploring, and then we'll head back. But if you like this video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye, guys.